Welcome back to Banter Mode, the only show where I actively volunteer to get cursed before breakfast. Today, we're heading to Windshriek Bastion, which sounds like a haunted bird sanctuary, but is actually a fine place to get to catch Sanguinare Vampiris. You know, for the perks. Step 1. Get bitten. Step 2. Regret nothing. Step 3. Clear out the dungeon like a freshly turned interior designer with a grudge. We'll be looting everything that doesn't scream back, possibly while screaming ourselves. So sharpen your fangs, light a torch, and let's get romantically cursed. It's gonna be a bloody good time. Welcome to the 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. fishing window, also called yawning at the rod. I'm not saying it's early, but my bait is still asleep. This fish looked at my bait and said, "It's too early for this." The fish aren't biting, but neither am I until coffee. I cast my line like I cast my hopes into the void. This river has more morning silence than a teenager's bedroom at 6 a.m. Tried whispering to the fish, turns out they prefer passive-aggressive humming. Hooked a sock, somewhere a nudist fisherman is very upset. Caught a cold and a carp. One's going back, the carp stays. The fish said, "You up?" I said, "Barely." My bobber is doing more floating than I am emotionally. If this was a dating app, I've been left on River Red. It's so calm, I think even the mosquitoes are meditating. I told a fish my life story. It swam away mid-monologue. Rude. That wraps up the 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. fishing window. We caught a few fish and several existential thoughts. Same time tomorrow, I'll bring the yawns. Welcome to the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. fishing window, where the fish are hungry, and so am I. Let's see who bites first. Evening breeze, cool water, warm heart, still lonely, still fishing. Caught a fish and released it. We both needed closure. This lake is moodier than my high school poetry. One fish jumped and made eye contact like it knew my secrets. My fishing rod is the only thing in my life with tension and support. This fish just ghosted me, stared at my bait, and dipped. The sun's going down, so that means it's just me, the river, and mosquitoes doing target practice. I asked the fish if they had dinner plans, and they said, "Not anymore." At this point, I'm just decorating the river with worms. Caught a boot, size 11. I think it wants to walk away from this conversation. I think these fish are unionized. They're on a no-bite strike. That's it for the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. session. We reeled in some laughs, a couple fish, and a new appreciation for bug spray. Yes, Shriekwind Bastion. Nothing says secret vampire lair like a massive stone archway visible from half the province. Real subtle, guys. Is it just me, or does that archway scream, "Please raid me"? I definitely contain cursed furniture and neck-related drama. You know you're dealing with vampires when the architecture says Gothic Menace and the location says Scenic Overlook. Imagine being a vampire trying to keep a low profile, and your door is literally called Shriekwind. That's not a red flag, that's a red carpet. That archway is giving off evil Airbnb energy. Like, yes, the view is amazing, but the guests never leave. Windshriek Bastion, where every bat is a security camera and every hallway whispers your search history. I'm not saying I'm desperate for vampirism, but I just winked at a bloodthirsty corpse bride and said, "Bite me." I'm just trying to get into a committed relationship with the night. If I don't get turned soon, I'm going to start biting them. This hagraven is playing hard to get. It's giving emotionally unavailable bloodsucker. I told them, sink your teeth into this opportunity, and they still won't bite. The air is thick with mystery, and I think I smell pennies. I brought breath mints. I'm not getting bit with garlic mouth. The sun asked what I was doing, and I said, ruining your career. I didn't choose the vampire life, I just asked politely and got ghosted. This is the most awkward game of tag I've ever played. This is just like prom, except I want to leave with a neck wound. I wore my finest "take me, I'm yours" rags. Still no bite. This is the only job interview where sucks is a requirement. Turning into a vampire isn't selling my soul, it's leasing my blood. Vampires don't sparkle, I checked. They smolder. Blood is thicker than water, which is why I stopped drinking water. I'm just here to donate blood horizontally. I brought a bite me sign. I thought it'd speed up the process. 3 handles, 3 doors. Let's play Skyrim roulette. Will I open a door or get launched into a wall like an angry dart? You ever feel like a dungeon is trying to teach you a life lesson? Every choice has consequences. Yeah, thanks. I learned that from the last handle that shot fire at my face. This one's labeled definitely safe, which in Dragger translates to surprise spikes. Alright, I'm gonna turn all 3 handles and just trust in the chaotic neutral architecture. Skyrim puzzles are wild. Imagine going to your fridge, but you have to pull 3 levers in sequence or else you get poisoned by a dart to the spleen. If this one opens a door, that's great. If it opens a tomb full of angry undead, slightly less great, but still content. Ah yes, Skyrim's answer to a warm welcome, a surprise roof hammer to the face. Hospitality with force. That trap swung down like it just saw me touch its cheese wheel collection. Pressure plate says, "Don't step here," but my curiosity says, "What if we restructured our jawline today?" This dungeon interior decorator really leaned into the blunt trauma chic. Nothing like a medieval pinata stick to remind you you're not the main character, just the practice dummy. They say keep your head up, but in Skyrim, that's exactly how you get it taken off. I'm rehearsing my "I want to suck your blood" in the mirror. So far, it's just me hissing at myself. Vampires don't like desperate energy, but I already sold my soul and my snack pack, so here we are. If a bat flaps and no one's around to monologue, did it even exist? I even brought ketchup packets to tempt them. Still nothing. I asked the vampire to give me just a little nibble. They said, "We don't do samples." I've been standing here so long, I'm starting to question if I'm just allergic to sunlight instead. Low quarter health, he has like quarter health or so. 5. Got him. Okay, that was a legit win. And that, my friends, wraps up our Shriek-worthy tour of Windshriek Bastion. I went in looking for a bite and left with my pockets full, my soul slightly corrupted, and my dignity mostly intact. That final vampire? Ruthless! We're talking full-on boss-level chaos. I tried the old Skyrim classic, glitching him into a wall, but eventually I did the honorable thing. 10+ attempts, circle strafing, panic shots, hiding behind decorative columns like a tactical squirrel. It was sweaty, it was stressful, it was awesome! And for all that effort, 2 soul gems, a handful of glittery rocks, and some fancy jewelry. And oh yeah, I'm now officially a vampire, thank you very much. Until next time, stay sharp, stay sneaky, and maybe avoid rooms with ceiling hammers. Banter mode out.